Okay, so you know that feeling. When you wake up and it's like you feel just as tired as when you actually went to bed.
Oh, definitely. Or maybe you just can't fall asleep. You're tossing and turning.
Yeah, or your mind is just racing, right?
Mm,
Super frustrating. And it happens to so many of us.
really does.
But what if the real secret to getting, boundless energy, better focus, balanced hormones, even managing weight effectively? What if it isn't just about how long you sleep?
But about the quality?
Yeah, exactly. The quality. So today we're doing a deep dive into this fascinating, sometimes kind of confusing world of sleep.
Sounds great.
Our mission here is pretty clear. We want to unpack why truly restorative, really healing rest is just vital, absolutely vital for pretty much every part of your health. We'll look at what messes it up in our modern lives, because a lot does.
For sure.
And most importantly, give you some powerful, actual strategies you can use to finally get that deep healing rest you need. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
It's just amazing how many people seem to be asking, why can't I sleep? It's everywhere.
It really is a widespread complaint.
And the stats are pretty, sobering. They estimate about a third of adults are getting 6 hours or less a night.
A third. That's huge. And that lack of sleep, generally meaning less than 7 hours for most adults.
Right, under 7.
It really does have serious health consequences. I mean, think about it. Just after a couple of nights of short sleep,
You feel it straight away.
you do. Your reaction time slows down. You might have memory lapses, more headaches maybe.
Stomach issues, joints aching. I've heard people mention that too.
Yeah, stomach stuff, sore joints, feeling irritable, obviously sleepy. And your work performance takes a hit, especially if you're doing complicated tasks.
And the scary part, falling asleep, driving, or on the job.
Absolutely. The risk goes way up. But if that pattern keeps going for months or even years, that's when the long-term stuff really kicks in.
Okay, what are we talking about long term?
We're talking a significantly higher risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure,
Wow.
even getting sick more often, like with viral infections, because your immune system is weaker. It can also lead to chronic weight gain and actual cognitive decline over time.
So it really touches everything.
Everything. Your whole system relies on it.
Okay, that definitely underlines the stakes. But here's where I think it gets really interesting. You hear people talk about sleep like it's just, switching off for the night.
Right, like flipping a switch.
Yeah. But it's not passive at all, is it? It's actually this incredibly active process, especially certain parts of it.
Exactly. That's what's so fascinating. While you're asleep, your brain cycles through these different stages. There's light sleep, REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep.
Where you dream mostly, right?
That's the one. And then there's the really crucial one, deep sleep, sometimes called slow wave sleep or SWS.
Deep sleep.
And this deep sleep, it isn't just like resting deeply. It's your body's ultimate repair and rejuvenation mode. It's where the profound healing actually happens.
So repair and rejuvenation mode, what does that actually look like? What's happening?
Well, think of it in a few key ways. First, there's physical restoration. Your body is literally repairing itself.
Like construction work?
Kind of. Tissues grow and mend, muscles get built, bones strengthen, and your immune system gets this major boost, getting ready to fight off anything nasty.
Okay, physical repair. Got it.
Second, your brain does this amazing detoxification. There's something called the glymphatic system.
Glymphatic. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the brain's unique waste disposal system. And during deep sleep, it actively flushes out all the metabolic waste and toxins that build up while you're awake.
Like taking out the trash.
Exactly, including things like amyloid beta proteins, which you hear about because they're linked to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So it's your brain's nightly cleaning crew working hard.
That's incredible. Okay, physical repair, brain detox. What else?
Then there's memory consolidation. This is huge. During deep sleep, your brain processes all the information, the learning, the experiences from the day,
Sorting it all out.
storing it and cementing it into long-term memory. And that's just, essential if you want to stay sharp, focused, solve problems, basically, for good cognitive function.
Makes sense.
And finally, deep sleep plays a critical role in hormonal balance.
Hormones, all involved. Always crucial ones like growth hormone, which is vital for muscle repair, fat burning that gets regulated, Cortisol, your main stress hormone, gets managed. And even your hunger hormones, leptin and ghrelin.
The ones that tell you if you're hungry or full.
Those are the ones. They get rebalanced during deep sleep. So the key thing to grasp is if your deep sleep is poor, it messes with all of these critical processes.
Physical repair, brain cleaning, memory sorting, hormone balancing.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay, so we know why it's so critical, but the big question is always, how much do we actually need to get all these amazing benefits? Right, the practical number. Well, the general guidelines are pretty clear, though it does vary a bit person to person and definitely by age.
Okay.
For most adults, say 18 to 60, the recommendation is at least 7 hours a night, minimum.
7 hours minimum.
For older adults, maybe 61 to 64, it's usually 7 to 9 hours. And then 65 and older, typically 7 to 8 hours.
Still around that 7 to 8 hour mark mostly.
Pretty much. And for kids and teens, it's much more. Toddlers need 11, 14 hours, including naps. Preschoolers 10, 13, also with naps. School-age kids 9, 12 hours. And teenagers need a solid 8 to 10 hours.
Which most teenagers are definitely not getting.
Almost certainly not. But yeah, the consistent message across the board is probably more sleep than most of us are actually getting.
That gives us a target to aim for. But like we said, if it's so fundamental, why do so many of us struggle? What's stopping us from getting that quality sleep? Let's get back to that why can't I sleep question.
Yeah, it's complex. Often, especially if it's long-term difficulty, it can be rooted in specific sleep disorders. The most common one by far is insomnia.
Insomnia. We hear that word a lot. What exactly defines it?
Basically, it's difficulty getting enough sleep or sleeping without interruption. So that could mean trouble falling asleep in the first place.
Lying there for ages?
Exactly. Or waking up a lot during the night, or waking up way too early and just not feeling rested at all.
And then you feel it the next day.
Oh, yeah. Fatigue, feeling anxious or irritable, trouble concentrating. It spills over into your whole day.
What usually causes it? Is it just stress?
Stress and anxiety are huge triggers, especially for short-term insomnia. But it could also be a change in your sleep environment, like a hotel room.
Or just a bedroom that's too hot or too bright or noisy?
Right, even an uncomfortable mattress, or your partner snoring. Yeah. Also, habits matter. Watching TV or reading on your phone in bed for hours. Your brain starts to associate bed with being awake.
Not with sleeping.
Exactly. Eating too much too late, too much caffeine during the day, alcohol before bed, smoking, even exercising right before bed can sometimes mess things up. Or, paradoxically, not exercising enough during the day.
Wow, lots of potential culprits just in daily habits.
Definitely. And when insomnia becomes chronic, we're talking at least 3 nights a week for 3 months or more, it often points to something deeper.
Like what?
Things like psychiatric conditions, depression, anxiety, PTSD are common ones, or chronic medical issues, kidney disease, heart failure, asthma, chronic pain like arthritis.
The underlying health stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hormone imbalances too, like during menopause or with thyroid issues. Certain prescription meds can list insomnia as a side effect, and other sleep disorders like restless leg syndrome or sleep apnea can cause insomnia symptoms.
Okay, you mentioned sleep apnea. What's that one about?
Sleep apnea is a disorder where you actually start breathing for short periods while you're asleep.
Stop breathing. That sounds serious.
It can be. Usually it's for about 10 to 30 seconds at a time, but in really severe cases, it can happen hundreds of times a night.
Wow. How does that happen?
Often it's what's called obstructive sleep apnea, where the tissues in your throat, like your tongue and soft palate, relax too much and physically block your airway.
So you can't get air in.
Right. And your body senses this, releases stress hormones like adrenaline, kind of like an alarm.
To wake you up enough to breathe.
Exactly. Even if you don't consciously remember waking up, these little arousals totally disrupt your sleep quality, especially deep sleep.
What are the signs? Loud snoring is one.
Loud snoring is a classic sign, yeah. Also, feeling excessively sleepy during the day, even after what felt like a full night's sleep, morning headaches, dry mouth.
Waking up to pee a lot. I've heard that's linked.
Yes, waking up multiple times to use the restroom can also be a symptom. It's much more common than people think, and obesity is a big risk factor, but definitely not everyone with sleep apnea is overweight.
And many don't even know they have it.
Precisely. Which is dangerous because untreated sleep apnea puts you at a much higher risk for things like car accidents, up to 7 times higher, actually, and developing high blood pressure.
Okay, so specific disorders like insomnia and apnea are major factors.
Yeah.
But what about just Modern life, all the stuff we deal with day to day, are there broader things constantly working against our sleep?
Oh, absolutely. If you zoom out, you can see this whole collection of what we could call modern sleep saboteurs, things baked into our daily lives that actively undermine good rest.
Like what? What are the main offenders?
Well, a huge one is blue light exposure. All our screens, phones, tablets, computers, TVs, they emit this blue light that directly tells your brain to start producing melatonin,
Melatonin, the sleep hormone.
the sleep hormone. So you're basically telling your brain, stay awake right before you want to sleep.
Makes sense. What else?
Caffeine and alcohol are big ones. Caffeine too late in the day is obviously a stimulant, keeps you wired, but alcohol is tricky.
How so? It makes you feel sleepy.
It does initially, but it actually fragments your sleep later in the night. It messes up your sleep stages, significantly reducing deep sleep and REM sleep. So you might pass out, but the quality is terrible.
Right. Less of that crucial deep sleep we talked about.
Exactly. Then there's just chronic stress and anxiety. If your body's always in that fight or flight mode, primed for danger.
It's hard to relax into deep sleep.
Nearly impossible. Your body isn't going to prioritize deep rest when it thinks there's a threat.
What about schedules? Does consistency matter?
Hugely. Inconsistent sleep schedules, going to bed and waking up at wildly different times, especially on weekends, that totally confuses your internal body clock, your circadian rhythm.
So is everything off?
It does.
Yeah.
And related to that, not getting enough natural daylight exposure, especially in the morning. That lack of bright light during the day disrupts the same clock.
So light exposure at the wrong times and not enough at the right times.
You got it. And finally, just a poor sleep environment. We touched on this with insomnia, but a bedroom that's too bright, too noisy, or too warm, it constantly pulls you out of those deeper sleep stages, even if you don't fully wake up.
It really feels like our modern lives are kind of designed to sabotage sleep sometimes.
It can certainly feel that way. There are a lot of challenges.
Okay, so this paints a clear picture of the problems,
Yeah.
but it also raises the really important question. What can we actually do about it? How do we fight back against these saboteurs and crack the sleep code?
Right, the solutions. And the good news is, for most people, significant improvements are possible just by making consistent changes to your environment and your daily habits. That's usually the best first approach.
Okay, let's hear them. What are the top strategies?
All right, number one, and this is probably the most powerful, master your sleep schedule. Consistency is king. Meaning go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every single day. Yes, even on weekends and holidays.
Oof, the weekend one is tough.
It is tough, but it's so powerful for anchoring your circadian rhythm. It optimizes your body's natural sleep-wake cycle, setting you up for more deep sleep. If you do just one thing, this is arguably it.
Okay, consistency, even when it's hard. Got it. What's next for creating that ideal sleep space?
Number two, optimize your bedroom environment. Turn it into a sleep sanctuary.
A sleep sanctuary, I like that.
Think cool, dark, and quiet. The ideal temperature is generally between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 18 to 20 Celsius.
Cooler than most people think.
Often, yes. Use blackout curtains to make it really dark. Consider earplugs or a white noise machine like a fan, or sounds of ocean waves if noise is an issue.
Get rid of the clutter, too.
Definitely. Keep it clean and calm. And importantly, remove electronics. No TVs, no checking your phone in bed, comfortable mattress, loose clothing. Make it purely a haven for sleep.
Okay, set the stage. Then what?
Third, implement a wind-down routine. You need to signal to your body that it's time to prepare for sleep.
Like a transition period.
Exactly. For at least 60 minutes before your target bedtime, ditch the screens completely. No phones, no tablets, no TV.
What should you do instead?
Relaxing things. Read a physical book, not on a backlit device. Take a warm bath or shower, though maybe not immediately before bed, as it can raise core body temp slightly. Gentle stretching, listening to calming music, maybe some deep breathing exercises.
Create a ritual.
A calming ritual, yes. Fourth ties back to what we said about light. Strategic light exposure.
Morning sun, evening dark.
Perfect summary. Get about 10-15 minutes of natural sunlight first thing in the morning if you can. It's a powerful signal to wake up your body clock. Then, in the evening, dim the lights in your house. Avoid bright overhead lights and definitely that blue light from screens. Use blue light filters or glasses if you absolutely must use screens.
So managing light actively throughout the day and night, that makes sense. And I guess what we consume matters too.
Absolutely. That's number 5. Limit caffeine and alcohol intake. This seems obvious, but the timing is key. Avoid caffeine for at least 8 to 10 hours before bed.
8 to 10 hours. That's basically after lunch for most people.
It often is, yes. And limit alcohol, especially in the few hours before sleep. Remember, it might make you drowsy, but it severely disrupts your sleep architecture, particularly deep sleep, and can cause you to wake up later.
Okay, watch the caffeine and alcohol. What about exercise?
Good question. Number 6. Move your body daily, but not too late. Regular, moderate exercise, even just a brisk daily walk, is fantastic for improving sleep quality and deep sleep.
But not right before bed.
Right. Try to avoid intense workouts within about 2 to 3 hours of bedtime because that can actually be stimulating and make it harder to wind down.
Okay, exercise earlier in the day. Anything else on the habit front?
7th, maybe consider nutrient support and smart snacking, but only if needed. Certain nutrients can help. Magnesium is a big one found in leafy greens, nuts, seeds. Tryptophan, famously in turkey but also eggs, can support sleep pathways.
And food before bed.
Generally, avoid heavy, sugary meals close to bedtime. They can cause indigestion or blood sugar swings that disrupt sleep. But if you're genuinely hungry, going to bed starving isn't great either. A small, protein-rich snack might actually help prevent waking up from hunger pangs.
So a balanced approach. These habits seem like they could make a huge difference for many people. What about those with diagnosed disorders, like the insomnia or apnea we discussed?
Right. For diagnosed conditions, these lifestyle changes are still foundational, but specific treatments are often needed. For insomnia, especially if it's linked to psychological issues like anxiety or unhelpful thought patterns about sleep, the first-line treatment is actually cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI.
Therapy for sleep.
Yes, it's highly effective. It involves things like relaxation techniques, sometimes sleep restriction, where you initially limit time in bed to build sleep drive, and reconditioning, which helps you reassociate your bed strictly with sleep. You usually do it with a trained therapist, or sometimes there are good online programs.
Interesting. Are medications used too?
Medications can be used for insomnia, yes. There are prescription sedative hypnotics, some benzodiazepines, though those have potential for dependence. Certain antidepressants are sometimes used, and newer drugs called orexin receptor antagonists. Over-the-counter antihistamines can make you drowsy, but they're generally not recommended long-term, especially for older adults, due to side effects and tolerance. Melatonin itself isn't typically recommended for standard insomnia, though a related prescription drug might be.
Okay. And for sleep apnea?
The gold standard for obstructive sleep apnea is usually the CPAP machine continuous positive airway pressure. It's a mask you wear that gently blows air to keep your airway open.
I've seen those.
Yeah. Other options can include custom-fitted mouthpieces that reposition your jaw, significant weight loss, which can sometimes even cure it, special pillows, or sometimes surgery to remove excess tissue, or even an implanted nerve stimulator. For central sleep apnea, which is rarer and brain-related, it's more about treating the underlying condition or changing medications.
So lots of options depending on the specific issue.
Definitely. And just really quickly, it's worth mentioning there are other sleep disruptors beyond insomnia and apnea that people might experience.
Oh, like what?
Well, there's restless leg syndrome, RLS, that causes these really unpleasant crawling or tingling sensations in the legs, mostly at night, and an irresistible urge to move them makes falling asleep very difficult.
That sounds awful.
It is. There's also periodic limb movement disorder, or PLMD, where your arms or legs might jerk or kick involuntarily throughout the night, causing brief awakenings you might not even remember.
Kicking in your sleep.
Yeah, repeatedly. Then you have parasomnias. These are strange behaviors during sleep, like sleepwalking, sleep talking, even sleep eating, where people do complex things without being fully aware.
Sleep eating, wow.
It happens. And finally, narcolepsy, which affects the sleep-wake cycle itself, causing sudden, overwhelming daytime sleepiness and sometimes falling asleep inappropriately. These are less common than insomnia or apnea, but they definitely disrupt sleep quality severely.
It's truly incredible how intricate sleep is and how many ways it can be disrupted, but also how much power we have to improve it. So if we pull all these threads together, what's the big picture, the final takeaway here?
I think the big takeaway is this. When you consistently prioritize and actively optimize your sleep, especially that deep sleep, you're doing so much more than just getting more hours. You are fundamentally investing in the repair, the rejuvenation of literally every cell in your body and every aspect of your mind.
Foundational.
Absolutely foundational. And the ripple effect into your daily life is just huge. We're talking significantly more energy, much sharper mental clarity, a more stable mood, better resilience to stress.
Balance hormones, easier weight management.
Exactly, a stronger immune system. It's not just about feeling less tired, it's really about unlocking your full potential as a human being, achieving this lasting sense of well-being. It boils down to this. Sleep isn't a luxury you indulge in when you have time.
It's non-negotiable.
It's a non-negotiable pillar of health. So maybe the provocative thought to leave with is, what's one deep sleep hack, one strategy we talked about that you're excited to try implementing starting tonight to unlock your potential?
That really is the crucial question, isn't it? What's one small, actionable step you can take tonight? Maybe it's putting the phone away an hour earlier. Maybe it's trying that consistent wake-up time this weekend. Something to consider and hopefully start exploring for you.